have any makeup on because I actually did a workout this morning. I'm so excited. It was only 5 minutes, but whatever, don't judge. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody? I hope y'all, thank you for the hearts already. I didn't even do anything. Thank you for inviting your followers. So y'all, today, right, I'm getting there. I'm proud of you too. For real. Thank you. From one beautiful sister to another. Thank y'all for inviting followers. Y'all, this is one I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Thank you. I've been wanting to talk about for a while. But I had to get my life together. Well, I don't know if our lives are ever really together, but I'm trying. So, I'm not trying, I'm doing. So, this is about projection. So, have y'all ever, this is from the Osho Zen Tarot. And thank you. It's actually so I can see. So, I'm going to read y'all the commentary because I love the way, awesome. I like them. I love them. Because I like the way the commentary is written. And I want to please have you all to please chime in on this. So, I'm going to be looking down to read this and then I'm going to kind of chit chat about it. But I want y'all to chime in, okay? So this is about projections. So in the picture, the man and the woman are facing each other, yet they are not able to see each other clearly. Each is projecting an image that they have constructed in their minds, covering the real face of the person they are looking at. All of us can get caught up in projecting movies of our own making onto situations and people surrounding us. It happens when we are not fully aware of our own expectations, desires, and judgments. Instead of taking responsibility for them and owning them, we try to attribute them to others. A projection can be devilish or divine, disturbing or comforting, but it is a projection nonetheless. A cloud that prevents us from seeing reality as it is. The only way out is to recognize the game. When you find a judgment arising about another, turn it around. Does what you see in others really belong to you? Is your vision clear or clouded by what you want to see? So, y'all know I like to talk about my own shit above everybody else's. Because I know I'll say in my marriage, this is something that I was doing. I still do it sometimes when I'm not mindful, like it's talking about. But have there been times when y'all have projected your feelings, whether good or bad, remember, onto other people? Yeah. So this is something I've struggled with. It's something I don't like calling myself a victim. That's not true. It's something I've been on the receiving end of, and it's something, hold on, y'all, let me get this out. Yeah. It's something I've been on the receiving end of and the giving end of. So the way it'll look with like my husband, for instance, if I've had a bad day or something like that, or somebody, I feel like somebody has slighted me, then sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I'll let that like color how he interacts with me. And I think sometimes with projections like that, it's because in my mind, I feel like he's safe. And so I'm less mindful around him. I'm less mindful around my children. And so I'll project those things onto them. One thing my husband did, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind me telling y'all this. But even if he does, it's too late because he's not going to see it right now. But he used to work with youth, with troubled youth. I think they were misunderstood and not loved on enough. But he worked with, we'll quote fingers, troubled youth. And it would be so taxing on him. And then he would come, he would come in the house and he would see the kids through what he had experienced all day, because that was like 8 hours of experiencing, these kid after kid after kid after kid that, was dealing with all this horrible stuff, and they were lashing out, or they were, they were trying to find their way through the world. And so he would, get on the kids like, because y'all just like these kids. And I was like, my kids do not have these issues. So with projection, it has just been a really big deal for me. You know, have y'all had those issues? Like, y'all quiet today. Have y'all had those issues? And I think the thing has been for me is to make sure that I am mindful that I say, okay, wait a minute. Now, that person didn't actually do anything to me. Because most of the ones that we notice are offensive. So I'm like, now that person, my husband, we'll say my husband did not do anything to me. So where does this belong? And most of the time, you'll find it's your own shit. Now, sometimes you are seeing clearly. I do believe that. I'm not one of those people that feels like we constantly are having issues. But I do feel like a lot of my shit early on, because I was not taught mindfulness. Yeah, I wasn't taught mindfulness as a kid. I don't know anybody who was taught it as a kid. You know, to check in with your own emotions. I didn't learn how to explore my own emotions till I was an adult. And so, wow, yeah. You take road rage home. What does that look like? Yeah, fear is a big one, Tamu. That's awesome. See, maybe I should have done this as a blab because I love to hear what you have to say. Maybe we should blab about it another day because I got stuff to do today, but this might end up being a blab. But you know what? You got to think of how many years you have on this on this earth. Give yourself space. You know what I'm saying? You had all these years to build up all these habits and things that that we pick up as survival skills because we don't have the other tools. So I always tell people, give yourself space. I'm 38 years old, and I say maybe I've been learning mindfulness for a couple of years. Yeah, for a couple of years. So I'm like, shoot, I had 36 years of mindlessness or not paying attention. And fear, Tamu, I agree, is a big one. Fear, well, y'all know fear and love for me are the foundational vibrations to everything. And we do project fear a lot, like fear of this or fear of that onto other people, and we react from that place. And so I used to have a lot of trust issues. I still have trust issues with men. It's something that I'm working through, but I'm still trying to figure out how to work through it. So I project. Well, I don't do this particular one as bad, but with my husband, I used to project onto him the things that I dealt with my dad. So with my dad not being supportive, with him not accepting me for who I am and how I am, because I can be a lot. I'm willing to admit that much. Actually, I fully embrace that much. I can be quite a lot to deal with. But my husband wasn't putting that on me. It was my dad that put that on me, but then I wanted to see my husband through that same... Well, I didn't want to see my husband through that same lens, but I did. I saw him through that same lens. Yeah, and you know what? Black Sugar, which I love your name. What I found is with the rage thing, I am a believer that because we're still animals, we have some things that are still primal about us. And I think when you get into that fight thing, when you're on the road and you're like, oh, I'll kick your ass. What the fuck are you doing? You get into this thing and it is hard to come down. Because I know with lions, they say once lions are like chasing to kill for a long time. And then if the cubs come in to eat too early after they have brought something down, like brought an animal down, if the cubs come in too early to eat, the adult lions are still snapping at them. But they're not, they say that they don't think they're snapping at them just out of pure aggression because they don't behave like that any other time or out of hunger necessarily. But they're reacting because they still had an adrenaline pumping and they're still in predator mode. They're still in attack mode. So that might be something, I don't know if that'll help you, stay a little bit more mindful. But even forgiving yourself for not knowing. Because once you get all that type of adrenaline pumping and, that aggression, yeah, it's hard to come, bring that back down. So I used to have to tell my husband, even though his wasn't, I guess, outright aggression, because he didn't come in like, attacking anybody verbally or anything. But he would take a moment outside the house to get it together. So I don't know if you picking your kids up on the way home, but if you are, like, while you in the pickup line, maybe, take a breath. Listen, now that is so the truth. If we're not happy and, just, it's like anything else with us is aggressive. And, is viewed as aggressive, and we learn to feel like our feelings are aggressive, and then we get on into I had to learn. I'm having to learn. I try not to use language that sounds like I've arrived. Projection is not something that I've yet been completely victorious over. It is a day-by-day thing. But I just wanted, and I'm going to tell y'all this. If you are on the receiving end, and let me preface it with this. I am a believer that even if you are on the receiving end of mistreatment, that end of the story is yours to tell. That is not a gossip thing. So what I'm about to tell y'all, no, I will not be dropping names or anything like that, but I do feel like it's important for y'all to understand, because I was in a situation with a beautifully wonderful sister, and I didn't really get to see her true face until something happened, until somebody confronted her. Well, when the other sister confronted her, she came out, teeth bared, claws out, and I was like, who the fuck is this? Because I had never seen her like that. Well, since I've been looking at it, hey, Ann, since I've been looking at it through this, through this card, I've really been dealing with this card, but since I've been dealing with this card, it has helped me to understand that she was projecting her issues onto the sister who was just trying to tell her, and it wasn't even confrontation. It was more like her informing her that she felt slighted. She wasn't saying, you did this and you did that. She was like, sis, I really feel like, it should have been handled this way, whatnot. And she came out though, like swinging. And so the thing that I have come to understand now is that she was scared. She was projecting her past issues of rejection onto this sister who was not projecting her. She started telling all the sisters' business to me, trying to defend herself, and I kept saying, I don't need to know that lady business. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because you need to understand. And my thing was, at the time, it scared the crap out of me, and I didn't feel safe or whatever, but now it's a thing of, I understand now, you were just scared. Yeah. And you know what? The thing is, most stuff just ain't about us. Most people's issues are not about us. Most of our issues with other people are not about them. Self-work is magical, y'all. Self-work is so magical. Yes, it is. Self-work, listen, I grew up hearing, if you worry about yourself, it'll keep you busy from worrying about other people's shit. So it's like, if you just worry about your own, not even worry about your own self, if you tend to your own self, if you do your self-work, if you say, if I say, what is it that I had to do with this situation? What did I bring to the table? Child, we all learning this here. I'm sorry. Let me see. Thanks for, right, so I can see. Yeah. And see, the thing is, for a minute, after experiencing that, I got scared then. And then I started projecting that situation onto, now I don't think I ever got to the point where I was projecting my emotions behind that situation onto my other sisters. But in my mind, I was. I took about a full weekend to cry it out. Because I did, okay, good. Because I didn't want to project. I didn't want to make them suffer behind that blow I had just taken. So I took that whole weekend. I guess that was my version of mindfulness. I took that whole weekend it was, it was in a recorded little chat, so I could go back and listen to the exchange. And yeah, it's hard. I could go back and listen to the exchange and see, make sure that what I heard was really what I heard and all those things, because at first I felt so unsafe. I felt so, y'all, I don't think I ever felt that. I don't think to this day I've ever felt that unsafe in a friendship. And maybe because I never let anybody get that close. But then the discussion was, because I felt unsafe, I said, see, this is why I don't let people get close to me. This is why, this is why, this is why. That's not why. I didn't let people get close to me because I was scared. And then, yeah, I kept people at bay because I was scared. And then, so when, I can't even say I manifested it, but when it happened, because you're going to get hurt eventually, I guess, intentionally and unintentionally, but it just took all I had not to start slinging shit like a damn monkey in a zoo at every sister that was close to me. And like I said, I'm not used to feeling unsafe around women. I'm just not. I'm not used to that. And it still does bother me. And there is still like an empty, oh, here we go. There is still like an empty place that she held with me. But I also have enough sense to know that, because she was operating from a place of fear, that it's not my stuff to carry. But my sisters are important to me. The women around me are very important. God, dog it. The women around me are very important to me. And so, and then I'm going to tell you the thing was too, I cannot stand to see another woman hurt like by a woman. So that's what bothered me too, because sisterhood and talking about sisterhood and all that stuff, like that's my life's work. I'm sorry. So right now I'm going to turn the camera off and run away. But I'm not going to do it. So, okay. So, sisterhood is of the highest import to me. Women being able to make it through tough issues are so important to me, because y'all know I like boobs, so yeah, I would be like, oh, thank you. And so a lot of times we talk about sisterhood, but we only talk about it when it's easy. We only talk about it when we getting along, but we don't want to do the work when we fall out with each other we don't want to do the work when we fall out with each other to get it back together. And I understand that sometimes some damage is irreparable. I do understand that. And you do have to protect yourself. I am a big believer in self-preservation. Anybody who has known me for any length of time knows that self-preservation, I understand the importance of it. But I just feel like sometimes we throw the towel in so easily with each other. And honestly, I have been dealing with a lot of it kind of behind the scenes, because I don't want to expose her. Especially because I know that she's working from a place of fear. And just being resistant to the work. And so even though obviously I'm hurt behind it, I still love her. I mean, you can't turn that off like a light switch, I don't think. That's not something that you can turn off like a light switch, but it just showed me how dangerous projections can be and what they can do.
because this is somebody who was literally woven into every single corner of my life, all of it. Um, I have more memories with her than I have with people that I've known all my life. And, and I had to deal with those projection issues I was having, because then I started thinking, like, I bet she just did this with me so she could set me up for this and that and other. And that's not true. It's just not true. I mean, I can try to color it ugly all I want to, but the fact of the matter is, we all come to this life doing what we know how to do. And that's all we can do until we know better. So, okay, that's all we can do until we know better, until we have the tools that we need to be here on this earth in this lifetime. And that's why it's so important, too, that we do work with our root chakra, because that's our place of safety. And that really catapulted me into doing more work there, because other than that, it is a the root chakra is a very comfortable place for me. I know people like, oh, low vibration, bullshit, whatever. I enjoy, my existence here on this plane. I don't long for other places. I don't long for, heaven and my happy home and all this. I like being here. But that root chakra work is a monkey. And yeah, and that made me have to work on that thing of safety. And I don't recall having to work on that again. I mean, before. I mean, the thing is like I said, if it's a place where you feel like that you're in an abusive situation, then no, I'm not saying that you should keep working and working and working at it. No. And you can even give space. Like, there are other options other than throwing in the towel or staying fully. You can just kind of give that person space. You can let them know that you're giving them space. But because I'm not for abuse either. I'm not for mistreatment. And abuse can come in so many different forms. And so, yeah. And so the thing is that it's just that we throw in the towel so easily. We fight like hell for romantic relationships, but then when our sisters, we just like any little thing, and we just like walk off. And it's like, I knew you was gonna do this anyway. Like, we tend to be more aggressive. So I just want us to, and you see I said us, I want us to take time with looking around and seeing what kind of projection we have been putting out, and how we've been projecting onto other people, onto situations. And I will say this, as people of color, who is pulling up in my driveway? As people of color, I'm about to have to turn the camera off, I guess, because I don't know who the hell that is. But as people of color, we tend to have projected onto us situations where people want to project that happy slave mentality, where no matter what we're going through, they feel like our stuff isn't a big deal. They feel like our stuff in the house, they feel like our stuff isn't a big deal, so they project that stuff onto us. Lord, that's Jeree. And so we also have to be careful in dealing with that kind of stuff. Child, I know, because the person that's out there loves her, and she loves them, so they about to get wild. So, anyway, y'all. Hey, I'm coming in the house in a minute. She in her room. She bad as y'all are. Ring the doorbell. David gonna get it. I missed that. I'm sorry, Black Sugar. I'm gonna go back and look at the comments. But I really appreciate y'all for going through my snot fest. I swear I did not know that shit was coming up and out like that. So anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all again for always being supportive. I appreciate you. Love y'all. And it's not gonna go off today. See? Snot. Love y'all. y'all too. Snot Faces Unite.